Welcome everyone to the In Reality podcast. I am Omar Torres here with...
This is Dom Maldonado.
Dom, how are you today, man?
Doing well. How are you, Omar?
I'm doing all right. So today we have a special kind of first edition type thing, which we'll likely do again, considering all the many types of movie like this out there. We are, of course, talking about animated film, something that we haven't really touched on yet, and we'd like to start.
Right, so the fun thing about animated film is it doesn't really matter what the actors look like. We can just kind of build these characters around their fun voices and just let the story and dialogue naturally tell itself. And we can create worlds in these animations that we just otherwise can't do, or just really fictionalize the whole environment around us. So let's say if you have college, right, and you always wanted to go to college with a bunch of ravenous monsters, well, you can. That's a thing now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Omar, how was your experience at Monsters University?
My experience was kind of like my experience at Hogwarts, an enjoyable, lovely place.
Yeah, where you were harassed by Dementors.
where I had to continue to put, etch into my arm different words because I was being bad at school.
I think those are called spells.
Yeah, I was never really good. I was a C student. Yeah, but of course, so we are, of course, talking about a classic. Well, I guess it's not a classic yet, but soon to be classic.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Disney Pixar film, Monsters University, the prequel to the popular Monsters Incorporated.
Right. Monsters Incorporated, LLC, all that jazz.
You're right.
Right.
So Monsters University follows the meeting of Mike Wazowski, played by Billy Crystal, and Sully. What is Sully's
something
name?
Sullivan.
James P. Sullivan.
James P. Sullivan, part of the Sully family, and voiced by John Goodman. And they both do a very good job. Like their characters really look like their voices, right? Their voices sound like what their characters would.
Yeah. Perfect casting, as
very,
usual.
Yeah. Another Disney, ESPN, Pixar, Marvel Studios classic.
Yeah. Get on the ball, Sony. No, but so we kind of followed Mike going into college and meeting this big kind of important character whose father is the best at his job and the best of everything in terms of scaring and what the metropolis of monsters gets their power from.
Right.
So he is basically he's the Chuck Norris of the monster world.
He gets all the jokes in his favor. He is the most interesting scarer in the world.
Right. So his son and Mike meet up, and that's kind of their getting together story. And it's a really interesting perspective on college life, and I think they do a really great job of portraying that and giving it some juice and making it feel real. And I even remember their marketing for it was just like a website. It was like monsters.edu, and you could go on it and like check their academics and see their admissions policy and everything. It was really creative marketing to go along with it. Not like they needed it, considering their track record.
But I mean, it was fully immersed, and I thought it was really well done. And a lot of the parallels in reality that I liked were how it was saying, so school, so the SCARE program that they refer to, is a very prestigious one, similar to a law school or a film school or an engineering school. It is, one of those very highly regarded programs at MU, and you have to actually be scary to be in there. So it's like this physicality, right? So it's not something you can just coach into somebody. Well, it is something, and additionally, that needs to be coached. It is also a natural skill. So kind of like, football or some other athletic sport. So you have Mike Wazowski, who is not scary. This is just reiterated all the time. Not scary, right? I mean, he's Billy Crystal. Then you have John Goodman, right? Who in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou knocked a whole band of brothers over the head, stole their money with an eye patch and dip. Like, he's known for,
being that guy.
He's that guy. He's Big Lebowski. He cocked the gun back.
He's the dude's friend. Friends with the dude.
Yeah. So he's a naturally intimidating character, and we follow these two through school, and
yeah. One of Mike's kind of big hurdles at the beginning is he going to go to Monsters University, or is he going to go to Fear Tech, which is the rival school?
Right. I feel like they can make another spinoff on Fear Tech, and like, you know what I'm saying, in Miami Tech.
Once Randall gets kicked
University
out.
of Scare. Yeah, like they could really expand this whole universe and make it into a series, but let's keep the scope small, because that will easily get into a tangent.
Yeah.
Because then somebody's going to say, oh, well, this is the SEC of fear. It's like, oh, here we go with this again.
Yeah, so Fear Tech is the rival school, and they also apparently have a really good scaring program, but Monsters University has the best scaring program.
It is the Florida State of...
of everything.
Yeah, it is the 2013. It's the 2013 Florida State of the football scare.
Yeah, dominant in every way. So we kind of go through and see Mike get the passion and the drive to go to Monsters University, and not just go there, but become so involved that he wants to go to the scaring program and be the top scarer at the university, at the most prestigious university, and be the best. And you see that he has the drive for it and everything, and he really wants to do it. And I think that really resonates with a lot of people who always want to go to the best and be the best at the best place.
Right.
And
I wish. So, how do you see this reflect in your own college experience? Right, we have people that want to go to film school. It's a very big deal. They finally get in. They want to be the Tarantino of the film school. Right? Yeah. They want to knock it out the park. But obviously, there's more than one level. There's an undergrad. There's a grad. Right. I mean, how does the competition flow in there, and what is it like stepping into a program like that and trying to be a badass? Like, do you shine like that, or is it supposed to be very soft-handed when you're doing this? Are they always hitting the books? Or are they just the people that watch the most movies? Like,
well, the thing is, it's like it's rules of nature. Honestly, like, somebody has to be the best, and you go in to be the best at a program, at any program that you're in. And I went, of course, to Florida State Film, and that's fairly prestigious program. 1 out of 10 people get in, and so I mean, it's not super easy to get into, and a lot of people want to do it. But I think that kind of goes into really another topic of, do you even really have to go to a school like that to be successful? And it's all depending on your choice. I went to film school, and I went through all that process, and you always try to be the best and everything, but you don't even necessarily have to do that. Once you get out of college, everybody's in the workforce. Everybody's going to be striving to make their own money and do their own thing. And
speaking of which, so opposite of the scare school is, what's the name of the other program where you just learn how to can? The canning program.
Yeah, I don't remember the program.
Basically, all you're doing is putting scare and all the screams into the can and fixing the can. And they make the class seem so boring. It's like, oh man, this is what it is to be a social worker or anybody else. And that's basically the English program. So I was an English major at Florida State. And if you aren't making the scares, you are just putting them bad boys away. And it is not prestigious at all. But you don't realize it's not all that prestigious until you graduate and you realize you're working with people who never graduated, never stepped foot on a campus, don't know what it's like to go to a Greek rush party. And, it's like, wow, the only difference between me and you is, a whole lot of commas worth of student debt. and it's like, yeah, the parties were awesome, but, I could have hosted some pretty darn good parties for that kind of bill. And, I did learn a bit. I should hope so. But,
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, a lot of people that, I'm sure, this goes across the board in terms of the film industry or anywhere. You end up working with a lot of people who never went to school. And that's okay, It's just a road. It's a road.
It just is what it is. They don't all flip burgers, contrary to what everybody tells you when you're going to college. If you don't go there, you're going to flip burgers. Anywho.
Florida State was great, though.
It was a good. Now, if I could do Scare College again, I would have gone to the Scare campus at Panama City on the beach and scared the pants off of everybody. Because that would have been the environment that, would have fit me best. But, you live and you learn.
I hate Panama City, man, for real.
Jeez.
It's a terrible place to go.
Also, Omar was from South Florida, so he has a thing against North Florida. I'm from Central Florida. We don't have beaches like this. So any beach campus would have done it for me. I'm like, yo, where the beaches at?
The beaches there are gross, dude.
And so, but speaking about Greek life, so the film kind of opens up with Mike having Sully as his roommate. Sully is in the process of stealing the mascot from Fear Tech, one of their other Greek chapters on their campus. And it's a pig, some kind of monster alien pig, I think.
Yeah.
And it's running everywhere. And it seems like something that would happen on a real campus, but, by the physics of it, everybody would have died. Yeah. You're not going to cause that much havoc and live. And so, while they're doing that, it's really fun and it's cool. And it's kind of, what the whole Rush Week is about. And on our campus, we had this little place, which was off campus, but technically still part of campus, called Heritage Grove. And our Omega Roars are pretty much the Pikes, who are Pi Kappa Alphas, and maybe the Tri-Delts, because those two frats had clearly all the money. They had to have the highest dues because they had the biggest houses on the most exclusive property. I heard they drove around golf carts on the inside of them houses, man.
I wouldn't know, but I know that I went to those parties were pretty
well funded.
There's a way of saying it. Yeah,
extremely well funded. I mean, you would have thought the Seminole Boosters
were throwing in cash.
Right.
I think we just revealed something.
Maybe. So
there's a new investigation in Florida State happening tomorrow.
Oh, in addition to all the others.
Yeah.
So I heard Bobby Bowden was part of the Pikes. So he has an alumni tie to that. Burt Reynolds, Florida State grad, former football player there as well, then turned actor, doing a heck of a lot better as an actor. Was part of another fraternity there, I believe it was the Tri-Delts. Why am I calling them Tri-Delts? The Phi Delta Theta. I think Phi Delts. And that was pretty cool, having some famous alums. And they probably kept, a lot of money flowing, right, and a lot of generous donations and write-offs. So I guess when you got it like that, you can have golf carts on the inside. I'm just curious what it's like now that we have hoverboards, right? Yeah, well, it's got to be getting ridiculous in there.
Quick sidebar. I was watching the new Longest Yard. The
05 one with Adam Sandler.
With Adam Sandler one. And I didn't know that Adam Sandler in that movie is a graduate of Florida State.
Yeah.
when it was in the football program there, ended up in penitentiary.
Right. Similar to Burt Reynolds' character from Florida State. And so it was a neat little throwback. And he was accused of point shaving. It's funny. I think they called Jameis out on some point shaving stuff.
Did they really?
The following season, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't think he really did it, but, when you go from winning a Heisman to not really winning
anything.
Youngest Heisman of all.
Winning.
Yeah, it's in any case. But I felt like that Greek life atmosphere was a good place for them to spin this story.